Hi, doll friends. Hi, doll friends.
There are some rocks that we have to navigate.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We're standing right now in the shadow of the Kissing Rock, which is a famous rock. We can't get to it because there's those tourists.
It's high tide.
It's high tide, and there's some tourists
Kind of high
there
tide.
in the way.
But we'll get some still shots for you. Historically, it's important
Absolutely,
in
to see
Pacific
the Kissing Rock. So it's a really great day for the bathing beauties, and I know what a lot of you are thinking. Michael and David and bathing beauties. We didn't know that they did bathing beauties. Well, we kind of don't. But oh, look at that! Some sun's coming out.
This is our typical summer weather. It's probably about 62 degrees.
It feels good.
Overcast.
It feels
it's
good.
Beautiful.
Feels
Yeah,
good.
we like it.
Yeah.
No, this is typical.
So we
Central
thought we
Coast.
would do some bathing beauties. So Rachel's going to turn around, and some of the kids have come out. A lot of them have not been to the beach since they were young.
All right.
So it's really a fun day.
Let's start here.
So we're going to start here. So we're going to start off with, a lot of you know Lucy. She's been on the cover of Doll News, antique doll collector, and Fanny, who's also been on the cover of Doll News. And they want to fling too. So they put on their bathing costumes. And what is really great about Lucy's, look at her, doesn't she? Luminous?
Luminous.
Yeah, and I mean, she's loving this.
This is a great color for her.
Yes, and she's wearing her bathing costume, which really is
Original.
which is a triumph of soutache and a file, and it's just sensational. And you know, she hasn't probably been to the beach for 150 years.
Well, she is loving being back.
She's loving being
she
back.
just fits right in.
And I want to show you too. This is really special. Look at her hat with an anchor on it, and reed like almost like seagrass. And this is a hard top, so it would be if you get water on it, it would be fine. This is superb quality in every way sewing. And then when you get to Fanny, hers is simpler. It's a simple little bathing costume. But David, could you in wool and cotton? But could you lift up her skirt? She's got full throttle bloomers.
Yeah.
So if the tide comes in when we're not looking, and by the way, we're not turning our back on the ocean. You're never supposed to do that. We got to grab these two first, because she'll drown. Both of them will drown in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not far from here, when my mother and her sister were little girls, they used to, and this is in the early 1940s, they would strip down completely naked and just run to the beach. Now,
They were about a block and a half away.
yeah, and they're about a block and a half
From
away.
Lover's Point.
Girls could not skinny dip, but I have news for you ladies. Historically, little boys could. So here we have a little bathing doll, and this is known as a frozen Charlie, but it's really a bathing doll. And I mean, wouldn't you just be delighted if you saw that little rotund fatty down by the ocean?
Yes.
Yes. You know, and these are great to collect because they're not expensive. But look at that.
So cute.
I mean, isn't
Nice size.
Nice size and beautiful quality. And I love them in bathing suits too. But I love also to see their little fat rolls.
He's beautifully colored. That guy.
So I mean, it was really special that they got out here today. What's really also very unique about the Romer's costume is that there are chain stitch anchors on the back of her collar. Could you turn that around, David? So that,
Oh yeah. I'll just lift her up.
of course, she has to wear her heels. Look at that. I wouldn't think of doing that, but look at how
Very
great
fun.
that is.
It's sensational.
And it's got this wool binding tape that would be used on like a lady's skirt guard on a hem, and they just used it as a decorative tape. And so she's got her beach chair, so she's ready to take in some waves.
I love it.
Yes.
But it is just great to have them out, and I love to have picnic baskets so you can create ambiance of a play. But this is really the first generation bisque shoulder head. So we're talking about, you know, late 1850s, early 60s, and to have that bathing costume is just super.
To die.
So it's to die.
Where do you want to go next?
Well, so earlier we had a program on the natural silhouette and talking about how dolls had the perfect representation of garments. And if you can look at these bathing costumes that are molded onto these dolls, even though they're not removable clothes, they are a document of a perfect bathing costume. Little boy. Now this is not a bathing costume, this is just a basic sailor suit. But look at that. I mean, isn't that cute?
Love it. So cute.
And they even got the little saggy in the behind. This would all be knit. So this would be wool that would be knit. And I would think that a little as a toddler type child, a little girl could get away with that too. You know, it wouldn't have been so. And then here we have a great example of a little nautical suit for a little boy.
And I was looking at him. There's no jointing. He has this little area here. It's like he's designed to be laying down, do you think? I don't know. Maybe,
Could be.
But it's just, I don't know. Like he's laying down looking up at the sky.
Now these are not for sale, so this is not a sales pitch. But again, this is a genre of collecting that these don't cost that much.
Yeah, you can find them.
You can find them, and then when you put them together in a study group, it makes a very impactful, cute, fun look. And this one does have jointed arms, doesn't it?
That one does.
You know, I wouldn't mind if you just tootled these on over to Carl, though, and got some molds.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Carl,
David could paint them.
David could paint them.
Just what I need to do. Yeah. In between packing
when the phone rings and Carl knows it's me, there's a word that he says and it begins with an S. Because he never knows what it's gonna be. Now we've shown you plenty.
Did you show him?
Well, let me finish.
Oh,
We've shown
okay.
you plenty,
Here.
that you can find these and that they're at a decent price. But this is not the same case. This is something that's very, very special. This is a bathing beauty too, but this is a he bathing beauty. And I asked David to bring these out of the storage. And I said, did you get the bathing man? And he said, I didn't see any man.
Well, he was laying in the box like
And so he's laying in the box like that. And I said, you go back up and look, because you might think it's a she, but it's really a he. But I mean, this is obviously,
It's wonderful.
Obviously, he's very confident in his masculinity, and he wants to keep his complexion looking perfect.
Absolutely.
But,
Yeah.
Should always protect
and
the
it
skin.
there may be some humor meant to behind this, but I'm just blown away by he's wearing little high heels at the beach.
He's darling.
He's darling.
And he's rocking them.
He's rocking them. That's
Totally
right. He's
rocking them. Yeah.
Just
Hey,
like you're
so-
rocking those sunglasses.
Thank you. Yeah. So we're both kind of in the same colors. I just needed that big floppy hat. But again, bathing beauties are not per se ladies and whatnot.
Yes.
They just don't have enough for me. I know it's that I need a little more. And in the case of him, where there's humor in it, and
Yes.
He's the start of our collection.
well, we've through the years had them. We've had lots of them.
You know, I love the voluptuous ones.
Oh yes.
Aren't those ones
Oh, and the
wonderful?
comical ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
the-
I don't. Yeah, he's like
The grumpy ones.
The grumpy ones. Oh yeah. So, but these little ones I think are kind of guilty little pleasures that you can find, and you know what? They really are beautifully painted.
Oh, yes.
That's why when you ask an artisan to make them, it's a lot of work to create that
Absolutely.
mold and the amount of pieces that you need and the painting. So it's a big job, but maybe we'll have him made. That'll make Carl cry.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Love
that's a good
them.
one.
Thank you
shall we
so
go
much.
look at the character
Yes,
kits?
let's go look at the character kits.
So character kits. We're back with character kits. In the last century, early in the last centuries, when the quote character dolls were made popular and you could say invented, it was also when they were starting to understand health, disease, etc. Even with what we're going with right now, scientists and doctors are talking about air circulation and how important that is. And anybody who's ever been to the beach knows that the minute you come to the beach, you feel better because you've got this fresh air coming. We're now getting the air from the Pacific Ocean. There's just something in it that we all need. And they started to realize that in the last century. And then when you had people important people like the King of England and various dignitaries in this country, England, Europe, they all had a background in the Navy and naval life. So you started to see sailor suits come into fashion. And I don't think that there's anything that makes a character doll look cuter or a jumeau cuter than a classic sailing costume. So here we have a Cameron Reinhardt 109. It's an Elise, and she's in just a classic sailor costume. You could say it's French, you could say it's American, you could say it's German, you could say any place that had the ocean, you're going to see a form of a nautical costume.
And it just became a popular style.
A popular style.
Little boys in Illinois would wear a little mariner
Absolutely.
ensemble, of course, when it became
And
the thing to wear when you had your studio photo taken.
One of my cousins, who they were the rich people in the family, they had little sailor costumes, and I was so envious of that because I didn't get those.
Well, you made up for it with these two.
True.
And I've told her before, and she had a great doll collection, and I said, I have more and better than you now. But the thing about a mariner's costume is they're so clean looking. The lines are clean. I think it's charming how decorations used.
Just beautiful.
They just always look right to me. Don't you think they do to you, David? So and every company in, say, 1890s on that created clothes created mariner costumes because it would be something you could sell. And like, for instance, all the Romanov children all wore mariners costumes. The British royal family, all their children all wore mariners costumes, those kids. So dolls follow what people do. And again, as we were saying earlier, if you want to see a complete mariner's costume, just look at a doll. You'll see it on a doll. And by the way, even though they're simple looking, they're not simple to make because, trust me, when you start to sew, this is soutache trim, you start to sew that down, to get that just right, that's a lot of work.
Soutache is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And, and getting great buttons, and but it's just a classic design. And sometimes some dolls are so frou-fied up, and I like frou-frou too, but sometimes the frou-f overwhelms the doll, and then you don't get to see the whole thing. But I think in the case of like these characters,
oh, it works.
I can't get enough of them.
This works.
Yeah. And again, they haven't been to the beach probably in 100 years.
Yeah.
So this is a real treat for them.
How does it feel to have your doll sitting down here at the beach?
It brings back memories of filming Max and Moritz,
Yeah.
the Hollywood adventure. I think we did it over by
Over there,
Silmar,
yeah.
and oh my gosh, at one time Michael dropped the camera because one or two of them were being swept out with the tide. I mean, they really were. In fact, our Jean doll actually was floating in the water. If we were doing a scene with Jean and Max and Moritz
right.
together, and Jean was like, the sharks are gonna get her. And she was out in the water.
But I had
We usually do this barefoot just in case. but
Yeah,
we figured
we're far enough back. We're not that far back.
No, we're about 15 feet
And by the way, I have been living in this place my whole life, and I know enough to know that I'm facing the ocean because
Poor Rachel's got her back.
well, but we'll save her. But I'm
Here, let's
I
turn
got
it around so you guys
I
can
got
see.
my eye on it.
Check it out. Isn't this just
Right there.
marvelous?
But I had a choice to make: either drop my camera or save Max and Moritz.
I think you made the
and
right
I dropped
choice.
my camera, and it did create in my lens
Yeah, it
some
caused
corrosion.
problems
So for
finally
about,
got rid of it.
you know, for those of you that think we're so extravagant, I'm here to tell you we're both pretty frugal. So we lived with the corroding lens, which means every single photograph had to be corrected because there was always a little dot here, and then finally I thought, okay, we
You've got
Those
your money's
little
worth.
rascals.
those little
They
rascals.
did.
They are
They're always causing
devils.
trouble.
Devils, those little guys.
And that's why they're not here today. They have fabulous bathing costumes.
They
but
would
you
just
know
cause
what?
too much
They
problems.
their spirit is just
They like jinx the whole
they
vibe
do.
here.
Although it gives you great stories, you know. But I didn't want to take it.
Oh, that was fun.
And then I should also point out this is kind of wonderful how this is the
Little blousey front.
little blousey front. Do you know that's such a great look that you could just do by
It's so
doing
crisp.
like 3 little box pleats makes that happen.
That's
And-
just.
and then
this is
you know what?
Commercially.
Yeah, but you know what I just noticed, David? You know, we got to let these dolls have light more often because that's chain stitch too. That's
What?
not an applique.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
See, we
someone-
get them out in the light.
You
We
can
actually
see it.
know what we
I thought it was applique.
Yeah.
from
No,
here,
it's a
but
chain
no, it is.
stitch.
It is stitched. Look at him. He's just a cute. What does his hat band say? Margot.
Yeah, I love the collecting the hats just for
SS
the
Margot.
just to have the different names of the ships.
Yeah, they're
Darling.
fun. They're great
The
together.
picnic basket is so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
too.
I love those
Yeah.
picnic baskets.
Yeah, those are wonderful.
And
What a great little pair.
and they work together. And it doesn't matter if you're in a mariner's costume. It doesn't matter what colors. You can mix any colors together because the uniform is the unifier, not the color. And normally I am about the color, that the color has to work. In this case, you could put red, white, and blue, or pink and white, and blue and white. It all works because of the unifying.
Actually, I was wrong. It's Marceau. I have to look over my glasses. Marceau.
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 Someone out there is going to Google this, and they're going to come up with the ship, the Marceau.
Marceau.
And then we'll all know. We'll know when it was launched, if it's still around, if it was sunk. They will.
They
You
will.
know,
We've got some little culture vultures out
That's
there.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So shall we go look
We
at
shall.
a mixed bag?
Yes.
So all kinds of dolls can be in mariner's costumes. Here we have 2. We've actually got a very early, one-of-a-kind cloth little girl. And at first when you look at her, you think, oh, that's just a cloth doll. Which it's not. It's a really nice cloth doll. But she's wearing a little mariner's costume, which I think is so beautifully styled and sophisticated for kind of a one-of-a-kind, homemade.
She's an oil painter.
She's an oil-painted cloth doll, and just a great little piece. And when she came to us just recently, she didn't have any shoes on, and I thought, well, she's going to the beach. Why would
There,
she need
look at her
shoes?
little feet. Oh, they're so sweet.
Now, you asked me earlier if Rose Percy was coming to the beach, and I told you that she was not because she doesn't have any appropriate beach attire. But she sent her representative. And this is a Nora Wellings souvenir doll that you could have gotten on a ship. Here's the butt part. This is from the world famous Queen Mary, which is the closest ship in existence to the Titanic. And when Rose Percy gave an event on the Queen Mary, which you were at, Rachel,
Yes.
it's a historic event, a very
Yes.
special day, she was given this Nora Wellings, and it says the HRH Queen Mary. So this is from the days when the Queen Mary went across the Atlantic, basically helped save the world. It transported more human beings than any other ship ever to exist to help with the Battle of Britain. So in Norwellings, the ship dolls are not that rare, but the Queen Marys are. And the Queen Mary collectors go wild for them. And they're worth a lot more money than most people think, because there's two classes. There's the doll collectors, and then there are the ship collectors. And they're two different groups. So Rose sent out her Norwellen,
Representative.
her sailor boy,
Oh, look at the ears.
because you know
So
what?
cute.
All nice girls love a sailor.
Well, naughty girls do too.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? Again, these are okay. If you don't get one that's a Queen Mary, if you get another ship, they're affordable.
Yeah.
And they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun, and actually, they're for what they are. They're beautifully crafted.
They are.
And these two are together too, because neither one of them wear shoes. and look at the toes. Aren't those just
Look
adorable?
at those toes.
And they're all sateen or not velveteen, and they're actually really nicely crafted.
They are.
For these were just
Oh, yeah.
a few bucks. And
yeah. The
if
teeth
you,
are well done.
If you ever are the flingers, if they ever are in Long Beach, they need to go to the Queen Mary, because it really is a special place.
Yes.
Museum.
Great
The ship
museum.
itself is a museum.
The whole thing, yeah.
Yes.
But the museum down below is worth.
Yeah.
the
But
trip.
you know what? You need to take your hankies, because it's a very moving experience to be there. Don't you agree, David?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great.
So shall we go look?
Definitely haunted.
Oh, definitely haunted. Absolutely. So shall we go look at these other kids?
Let's do it. Give you guys another look at the beach. Look at that. I have my Grace doll up on that rock right there. I'm just making sure she doesn't get swept away. I think she's safe.
High enough up.
So we are back, and we have our mixed bag here. So any doll could go to the beach. The first I'm going to start with is this late model Jumeau, which is the head is by Simon and Halbig, marketed by the Jumeau firm, also known as SFBJ, just to make it all confusing. But what's fantastic about her is her amazing mariner's costume.
In fact, she's a 12, and there's a little tag
Look at that.
on her.
Her
costume.
shoes are 12. But what I love is, I know that I'm not pronouncing it right, but she's from the ship Hoochie.
I don't think that's
But I'm sure it's not pronounced Hoochie.
Hoche. I don't think that's hoochie. It's probably something like hoke. Hoke.
But I love, you're supposed to have fun with your dolls. So she's from the ship Hoochie.
Where she's very popular.
Yes. But again, this is a beautiful, if you look at it, it's a beautiful wool, simple file, a ribbed file, beautiful buttons, amazing top stitching. You know what? A lot of people, I couldn't do that top stitching. That's not my gift. And it's very hard to do. And again, this is a doll that probably, she might have never been to the beach, because she has her original box, and she may have never had any time at the beach. So this Hoochie, it's her first time.
It's her first time.
First time at the beach. And then we have a Cameron Reinhardt 116A, and he's in a very nice little linen mariner's costume. And again, beautiful top stitching, just a really cute piece. And
interesting how they finished this one with just cross hatching at the back on his collar. It's just there are so many ideas you can get from just looking at these costumes.
And I have to tell you about character dolls.
Did you say 115 or 116? You said 115. He's a 115.
He's a 150. Did I say
Yeah,
16?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
115.
115.
115, yeah.
115A.
Hey, okay.
It's been a long day. people.
Hey, I got the Cameron Reinhardt's wrong.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Yes. What's interesting about the character dolls, when David and I started, the character dolls were the most expensive. more expensive than just about anything. So I loved fashion dolls, so fashion dolls I could afford. Fast forward now almost 40 years, these are now affordable. So I go where I love them, the price is right. Why not buy them?
You should only buy things you love.
Right, but if now they're at an affordable place.
They're easier to love.
They're
than they
easier
were
to
Yes.
love. Exactly.
25 years
Exactly.
ago.
Now, speaking of love, one of the things that both David and I love is the 300 series of the Lenci company. And again, here's it. No doubt it's the Italian Navy, but a beautiful classic mariner's costume. But what's really interesting about him is he has long pants. You don't normally see that in children.
And wonderful shoes.
Yes, and wonderful shoes. And what's the name of his ship? Oh, I guess we don't have a ship. And what is also very special about him is he's a redhead.
Oh, look
And
at that.
you don't
yeah.
really notice it, indoors, but he's a little ginger.
And he has his tag.
I think it still has his original tag. Nice
Wonderful.
anchor, and they've buttoned it in the back so that way it has
Yeah, the
a
rear
nice
closure.
And again, Lenci clothes are just spectacular in their construction.
Love the button.
Now we have to talk about these two fashionistas.
They're both getting some sun on their legs.
They're getting some sun on their legs. But you know what? As I'm sitting here looking at these two, I'm thinking, Rachel, you need to get your designers busy creating this outfit for her.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
I mean, look at these little.
I love them.
I mean, look at
Look
those
at the
little
shorts.
hot pants. And I think, are these called espadrilles?
Spardels, yes.
Yeah, I mean that,
Yes.
and then, I mean this tight fitting. I mean, she could. Grace,
yeah.
Grace could have her Brigitte Bardot moment, and the little tam, and she could go pout down the Riviera, and I think that would be fantastic.
On her moped.
But I love. Is this going to be an available outfit in
This
your
is,
shop?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
These are handmade by one of my sewers in Florida.
Well,
oh, wow.
But you got to
Lovely
get her on
colors.
that too, because this is darling for kind of contemporary. But if she wanted to do a retro, she could be doing this.
I
But
love them both.
I love the hair. So tell me what's happening with the hair, because I haven't seen this.
Well, the hair is fabulous. We've done a tutorial on YouTube about how to do this hairstyle. It's super, super, super simple. And my guy at the shop, Chad, came up with how to do this. And so you can do it in about 3 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you the
Oh, no.
I'll show you the tutorial.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
So I heard from one of my sources that you have a whole group of new Graces coming. Can you? You're at liberty to say?
We are at liberty to say.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, we have Grace coming in blonde and red hair.
Okay. Ooh.
It's not like fire engine red. It's not like the Lenci red, but they're going to see a sketch
Yes.
that Robert sent.
Okay.
And then we also have a deluxe Grace.
Oh, deluxe. So what is
A little bit of
deluxe?
everything.
Can you talk
I want the deluxe.
Well, I want them all.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a special program about this?
We are.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
Are we
We'll-
Okay,
open
well,
up?
we
show
won't-
the sketches. Yes.
All right.
But
So
you
we'll
know
just
what?
plant
What
the
was
seed.
great
Yes.
is that Grace got to have a little time out.
Oh, she's having a ball.
at the beach with her friends.
Well, check out her unders.
Oh, let's see. Okay. Oh, how cute. And you know what? That's really cute. You know, honestly, there's something a lot more sexy about this
I agree.
than a G-string and everything hanging
I
out.
totally
Two
agree.
Band-Aids.
Absolutely.
You know, it should. But this would be
This is darling. Now, what kind of doll is this?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We went right to the clothing.
right. That's a bluette.
Oh,
And that is
that's what I was gonna guess.
That is a commercially
Look
made
at her.
bluette
Oh, she's
costume.
wonderful.
This
Yeah, I've
should be
forgotten the name
this
of
should
it.
be tucked in. That's kind of come undone. But I mean, it's Bluette had to go to the Riviera and to Normandy and go do the beach things. Again, that was just from the 20s.
Well, this costume from the 20s.
30s.
Yeah, later.
30s.
And it came in blue. We had it on a Bluette one time in blue, remember?
We don't even
make
have
a
to.
note about
We
the
don't even
name.
have to research it because one of the
Well, somebody
attendees
will know.
will put it in. Please put it in
I
the
can't remember
notes.
what
But I think the thing about Bluette is it's just fun.
Bluette's fun.
And again, it's the era where they started to realize air circulation and people that were, not healthy, getting them to fresh air.
And
Bluette
looking good while you're doing
and
it.
looking
Yes.
good while you're doing it.
Well, her little shoes are just everything.
Oh, wow.
I love them.
Yeah, they are.
What a treat.
And you could really take this whole genre of what we have talked about today, beachwear, and have the fun with, sand pails, and, picnic baskets, and nautical hats, and then the insects. It's the killer hornets coming to get us. It'd be
So
just.
far, the squirrels have left us
That's
alone.
true.
Yeah,
That's
we do have
true.
trained squirrels.
That's true.
And beg for
Oh
peanuts.
yes, we haven't seen that. Maybe we'll take them.
Well, they're over there.
They're
Like,
over. Yeah, they're not
hovering.
here. They're not here because
They're
this
waiting
is
for us to-
this is. You've experienced that, haven't you?
The squirrels?
squirrels that come try to get in the bus with all of us.
Oh, they're cute.
Yeah, but they're like, hey, get out here, get us some stuff.
They're very demanding.
Yeah, but they're not down by. We're near the kissing pond.
What a treat.
Well, they're right over there. There are
Well,
some,
but
They're
over there,
queuing
but-
up.
but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not tapping us on the
Yeah,
shoulder.
yeah. But they would.
But they would if they
They
thought
would.
we had something.
They would. But anyways, this was fun, and I hope you enjoyed the Beach Beauties.
We loved it.
And we're going to, not today, but maybe tomorrow, we're going to do She Sells Seashells by the Seashore on Saturday.
That's going to be a blast. Thank you
Or
for
it
making
could
the
be,
trek.
or it could be because David and I never stop being merchants. He sells seashells by the seashore on Saturday. That'll be Saturday. All right,
Let's do
bye-bye,
it.
friends.
All right. Thank you so much, you two. That was a blast. Wasn't that so much fun? All right, let's end with a little more pan of this wonderful water and beach scenery happening. Okay, bye everybody.